Good morning and welcome to Cat Lady Yoga. My name is Regina. We have Snuggles walking around me here on the floor, Phoebe up in the window, thinking that she wants to open that curtain, and that's not going to happen right now. But we're glad to be here with you and look forward to hearing from you, knowing more about your needs and how we can best assist you. Today's practice is a yin practice, so we'll be holding our poses for time. I encourage you to grab your props and bring them out, all the props, when we come into yin, so that we can be in our poses without physically having to hold the body there. So whether it's actual yoga bolsters and blocks or improvised, go ahead and bring them to your mat. And then if you have a yoga strap or an improvised strap, that would be great today as well. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can always use a hand towel. If you don't have a blanket, which I forgot to bring it in here, I took it out to wash it, then you can always make do with some folded towels. Or even a blanket from the couch, or from your bed or wherever in the closet. Yeah, say good morning. Yeah. This is Snuggles, and as I mentioned, Phoebe is behind us on the stand. All right, we are beginning today's practice in butterfly. And I'm going to give you the option to take this lying down if you prefer. So here's the leg position. You bring the soles of the feet together. The knees are out wide. If you take it seated, then make sure your pelvis is tipping forward. And you could do this by taking the edge of a little pillow or blanket or even folded towels under the edge of your sitting bones. This ensures your pelvis tips forward. If that doesn't feel right and you'd rather go into recline, then keep your knees bent, roll the spine down, settle into your hips and shoulders. And then once you're settled in, take the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. Now from here, I would encourage you to take props under your hips. So this will be where your blocks and pillows would come into play. And you don't have to have actual yoga bolsters. You can make do with little pillows, toss cushions, etc. So that's what I have down here today, a couple of little toss pillows. And then come into stillness. Maybe you bring one or both hands onto the abdomen and or the chest, the heart space. And just come into that place where you can begin to release. Notice your breath in and your breath out. Feel the rise and fall of the abdomen. The heels can be in close or you can inch them further out. Find where it feels best for you today. Not where it might have felt good a day before or another practice, but honoring your body today means being aware, noticing, and then moving the body where it needs to be. So as I mentioned in the beginning, we hold our poses for time. This allows us to move into the connective tissue. Ideally, yin is practiced when the muscles are cold. So first thing in the morning is ideal, but it doesn't mean that's the only time you can practice it. Just be mindful that you don't over stretch into poses. Guide your awareness inward to the sensations, the spaces that you're opening. Invite your mind to this time of stillness. Maybe you'd like to do a little 3-part check-in. It goes something like this. My body feels. My heart feels. My mind feels. So an example, my body feels tight. My heart feels grateful. And my mind feels scattered. So there's no right or wrong or best answer. The best answer is the natural answer, the one that comes to the mind, comes to the surface when you pause to inquire. When you let go of any of the thoughts about it, because there's no reason to judge it or criticize it or think about it. Just want to acknowledge it. Acknowledge how we feel in our body, heart, and mind. Allow the body to release downward with each breath. Feel the body soften and surrender. Ease through your jaw. Soften your brow. Five more slow, deep breaths. After your fifth breath, slowly bring your knees back up. If you're in the seated posture, lean back into your hands to lift your legs. For those of us in the reclined position, once we get the knees up, begin to make your way over onto your side. And take your time, slowly make your way up to seated. And when you arrive, we're moving into a little bit of wiper motion here, so the weight comes into the hands behind the back, and then just move the legs side to side. And take a moment, lengthen out your legs, give them a little movement, roll through your ankles. Other direction. So we need ankle movement. Wiggle, squeeze, crunch the toes and extend. Crunch and extend. A couple more. All right. We are moving into a straddle, a wide leg straddle. So remember, this is relative. Wide leg is relative to you. What is wide to one person may not be what's wide to you. So take the legs as wide as is comfortable in your body. And then bring in your props for a forward fold. Now, if you'd rather not take the fold, that's fine. You can stay up seated in the seated posture. Make sure your pelvis is tipping forward. Maybe take that little support under the edge of your sitting bones. Me, I am coming into this fold. Create a little lift or so let the feet fall naturally. They don't have to be kept in a flexion or pointed. Just let them fall natural. Lengthen the spine and exhale, hinge over your prop. Now, if you can bring your forehead to rest, that would be ideal. But if not, you might bring your chin onto your hands. You might bring your support in under your chest more. Find what fits you and then come into your breath. Pelvis is tipping forward here. You can keep your arms below your support. You can bring them up on the prop. If you bring them up, then you start opening into your shoulders and getting into the underarms, so that can be nice. We'll be moving into a heart opener here in a few minutes. Once you find your place, then come to stillness. Invite your mind to join you back, pardon me, in this time of stillness. The tendency is to think, and that's what the mind is designed to do. So without being harsh, simply guide your mind back into the stillness. Focusing on the breath can give you a nice anchor that relieves you from the constant thought process. So back to the breath, noticing, feeling, and flowing with your breath. If this is becoming uncomfortable, consider bringing your hips up higher. And you can do pillow or bolster or anything that works to bring your hips higher. Can relieve, especially if it's sciatic pain. I'll share a little information about Yin. The essence of Yin is yielding, excuse me, surrender, let go, release. So whatever verb you want to put there, it's about creating space. You can only create space when you open up, and you can only open up when you soften and release. So allowing the body to release and to yield is what's going to move the stagnant energy and to reduce pain, help with inflammation and chronic pain, or even short-term pain. Maybe you just woke up with a particular pain, right? Coming into the pose and then focusing on the breath, holding stillness will all give the body a chance to begin to release whatever that is that's creating the discomfort. So allowing tension to dissolve, the mind to mellow out, the heart to soften, all of it, the heart, the mind, as well as the physical body is connected. So honoring that in our journey and on our mats will give us more relief when we are finished with our practice. Remember, when you're in Yin, you want to feel the body. When you're in a restorative class, you don't want to feel any stress or stretch or anything of that nature. You want to be fully supported and able to release without engaging or feeling anything in the body. With Yin, we don't want to engage the muscles, but the connective tissue in the joints and in the areas where parts come together need to feel a little sensation. You want to be aware. So for me, and it can be different for you, but for me, coming into this dragonfly forward fold, I feel sensations in my low back, which is great. I want to feel that energy moving and being freed up. So you may feel it a little different, and that's fine. We're all going to have different sensations. Pardon me, I have a frog this morning in my throat. We're all going to feel the pose a little different just because our bodies are holding tension differently. 5 more breaths. After your 5th breath, bring your arms in close and slowly press your body up. Pause at the top. And then when you move your props, keep them close. We'll be using them again or have the opportunity to use some of them again. Bend one knee and bring it in, and then the other. Keep the knees up, the feet planted, the hands behind you, and a little wiper motion. And then when you're ready, lengthen your legs. Excuse me, Snuggies. We're moving into caterpillar. So again, you have the opportunity to forward fold. So we've opened up our hips and we're going to open into our back a little more. And we'll get our upper body here in just a moment. Nice long spine, pelvis tips forward, and then forward fold. Allow your feet to fall naturally. And then as you come into stillness, here's a little visual for you. Here it is. Stillness of body like a mountain. Stillness of breath like a calm lake. Stillness of mind like the deep blue of sky. Stillness of body like a mountain. And stillness of breath like a calm lake. Stillness of mind like the deep blue of sky. Resolve to remain still. Quiet muscles equal a releasing of your joints, and a quietness of the mind is a release of the monkey mind that keeps you in that yang state. And we want to be in yin so that we can counter all of that activity, that heat, and that energy. Stillness. Allow your journey to move inward. Maybe guide your inner awareness to the space between your brows and reconnect with your breath. Yin and yang are like two rivers that are constantly meeting, one side continually changing and becoming the other side. Two rivers constantly meeting, one side continually changing and becoming the other. 5 more slow, deep breaths. After your 5th breath, slowly bring the body up. Just sit in stillness in the top seated posture. But do flex through your feet for this. This is Dandasana. It's a yang pose. It's a nice counter to our caterpillar or forward fold. So taking 3 breaths here. Maybe you like to imagine the breath arrive from the base of the spine, travel up to the crown of the head, and exhale back down. Move ankles, toes, fingers, roll through your wrist. We're coming into square. Square is a seated posture that allows us to move into our shoulders and our hips at the same time. Actually, I said square, but let's take shoelace. So you can take this in half, if you prefer. You're going to bring, so ideally, if you're coming into the whole pose, you bring your right heel towards your left buttock, and then pick up your left leg, give it a little cradle, and then you take it where you're stacking your knees, and you have the sides of your feet down, so there are no flat feet on the earth here. And then take it wherever the body allows. Use props if the body doesn't completely feel comfortable there. You can take it between the legs, you can take it under your sitting bones. And then I have this improvised prop here. I have a strap, but I'm going to use this. It's nice and tall. Take your left arm skyward, bend the elbow, and keep the bicep in close. Try not to drop the head to the side. If you do, bring it back. And if you move the head around any at all, bring it back to a neutral place. Opposite arm, reach it out. Thumb is down. Wrap it up the small of your back. Capture the end of your strap. Or if you can connect your fingers, then connect your fingers. Ears, shoulders, and hips stack. And come into your breath. It's especially uncomfortable. Maybe you downcast or close your eyes and take the gaze inward to that space between your brows. Notice where you might be engaging muscles or joints, creating tightness. And with your exhale, soften. Five breaths. After your 5th breath, slowly release the bottom hand, guide the arm out, lift the top arm, and bring it down. Move your props that were supporting you. Pick up your leg, give it a little cradle. So just open and close through your hip. And then set your foot. Bring both legs out, lengthen them for a minute, and we will switch sides. So we got the opposite leg in toward the buttocks. Take the next leg, cradle it. So whatever leg was on bottom is now your top leg. Stack your knees as best you can. Allow your feet to be in the same plane or as close to that as you can. Use your props as you need them. And if you're really dropping your hips are unsquared, you can take a prop under the top leg to help bring that hip down. And sometimes the legs don't stack well. And so you just do what you can. And if you need to, you can even take this as half. You can extend your bottom leg and bring the foot up toward the hip. That might be another option. And you may have a different experience on this side. So do what you need to do for you. All right, we lift the arms skyward. Take your strap with you, and then bend the elbow. Keep the arm in. Take the other arm out to the side, thumb is down, wrap it up. Capture your strap, grow nice and tall, and then ears, shoulders, and hips stack. The more fully you breathe, the more the ribs expand, the more benefit you receive. Last 5 breaths. After your 5th breath, release your bottom arm, lengthen your top arm, and slowly bring them down. Pick up your top leg and give it a little cradle. Open and close your hip. And then bring it down. Wiggle that out a little more if you need it. We are moving into a dragon lunge. So I do recommend some blocks for this. If you need more comfort under your back knee, you can take a little cushion, not a cushion, excuse me, a little blanket or towel, something that would be soft and giving. And then as you come into your dragon lunge, so it's just a lunge, right? Bring your blocks in, take the leg forward, and then move the body weight forward and down. So with dragon lunge, we're okay with moving the knee past the ankle. We can let it travel over our toes. So in a Yin class, we're very cautious about doing that. With Yin, we want to soften into this deeper So there's more freedom and we're not bearing weight. We're just in the lunge to release. So with that said, as your body opens, you can continue right here with the knee in line with the hip. Your goal is the back hip flexor as well as the groin. So you may feel it anywhere, but the hip flexors are what connect the legs to the torso, and they get really tight. And with all of our sitting, with all of our walking, any activity we do, running, we're tightening, contracting. And so we want to lengthen here and let that have more space. This tightness in our hip flexors can lead to a lot of our discomfort in our hips and in our back. So giving them freedom to move and to release is a good thing. Now, if your body invites it, and only if you feel inclined, walk the foot out wider. Another option would be to take the foot out on edge. This is called supinate. And then you may stay on your hands, come down to your arms, find what feels right for you, and then stillness. This right here is lizard that I'm in. So when you take the foot all the way out wide and then on edge, taking the knee out away from the body, this becomes lizard instead of dragon lunge. It's all going to work into the back hip flexor, but as you come deeper into it, you'll get more benefit in the groin. You can keep the neck in neutral or release the chin toward the chest. Release the back of your neck. Five more breaths. After your fifth breath, if you're down on your forearms, slowly inhale back to your hands. Gently and slowly move your hips back. Very, very slowly. Bring your right leg or your left leg, whichever leg you had in front, back in line. Lengthen it. Bring the foot up and down. And then take your blocks a little higher. Just a little exhale over your leg for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, bring the body up, walk the right leg in. Take a little moment here, sit on your heels if you can. Just releasing your shoulders and hips are stacked. And then when you're ready, switch legs. So bring opposite leg in front. Take a little movement, move through the hips in any way you need to. So you might need to move into them and then back out. When you're ready, Move the hips forward. Knee travels past the toes. Begin to hang out. Maybe you swirl the tongue and let it release to the floor of your mouth. The jaw softly parted. You can even move the jaw around, do a little face yoga while you're here. And if the body invites, the leg goes wider, maybe on edge. And surrender. Five more breaths. After your fifth breath, remember to move very slowly. Begin to bring your body back up. So hands if you're on the forearms, foot walks in, guide the hips back. Lengthen the leg, move through the foot and toes up. Exhale down over the leg for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the body up, slide the leg in. Take a moment, sit on your heels. Release downward. All right, we're moving into our heart melting pose. And my lovely girl here is kind of in the way, so we'll figure out how to make this work, as we always do here in Cat Lady Yoga. Doing yoga around the cats. So, for those of you at home, it might be cats, might be dogs, it could be children. There's always, I'm sorry, baby girl, I didn't mean to disturb you. There can always be something that we work around when we're in our yoga class. And that's just being fluid, being able to flow with our circumstances. Oh, no, ma'am. Good, ma'am. All right. Well, that did that. All right. So we're going to keep our hips. Our goal is hips and knees being stacked. From here, we're melting our heart toward the earth, lengthening our arms forward. I like to bring a prop under my chest. And Phoebe seems to think it's time to play, but she'll get over that. All right, so we come on down. And then the forehead comes to rest if it can. Otherwise, you bring chin. Five more breaths. After your fifth breath, inch the arms in closer. Slowly press the body up. Heel the hands under the shoulders, knees and hips stack. Take a moment in a neutral spine. This is referred to as tabletop. And then when you're ready, let the elbows soften as you inhale, lift your tailbone. Push the earth away to lengthen the arms, lift the chest. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, reverse, tuck the tailbone round, and bring the chin toward the chest. Inhale for extension. Exhale for contraction. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Meet in neutral and make your way over onto your sitting bones. As you come onto your sitting bones, take a moment to wiggle out your legs. And then we're rolling the body down, all the way down into the back. All right, move into a little spinal rotation. And then we'll take our Shavasana. And I'll give you the option in Shavasana to take it in pontoon so that you may get a little more benefit in that stretch. But if you'd rather just take a more traditional Shavasana, then that will be great as well. So from here, we are bending our right knee, bring it into our chest. You might want a little prop on the side, on the left side. Move the knee out wider than the hips and the ribs. And then as you exhale, scoot your hips to your right and move your right leg over to your left. Take your prop however you need it here. Check your shoulder blades, let them stay down on the earth. And then your chin can stay center or rotate toward your right side. If the right shoulder blade is in the air, bring in a little prop under there, whether it's folded towel or blanket, whatever will give your shoulder a place to rest and not be hanging in space. Same with the arms. They can be where they're close to the body, out wide, or overhead. But if you do take them overhead again, we want to prop them and let them be supported. Notice if you might still be holding contraction through your glutes or hips or anywhere else, shoulders, jaw, and let it go with your exhale. And check the knee, the right knee. It can be up high, close to the chest and the abdomen, or further down. Find one is more comfortable. Gives you more attention to a needed release area. Just move it where your body needs it. 5 more breaths. Hey, why the claws? I don't usually play with claws. After your 5th breath, inhale back through center. Phoebe, we have a little toot today. And we will switch sides. So shift your hips to your left. Move your props over if you need to. Make that change. Hey, stop. Rest. Bring your left knee into your chest. Move it out wide and then take it across. Stop. Phoebe, stop. Stop. She was playing with her catnip toy a little bit ago, and now she's all feisty. So she's got a little catnip in her. Again, the knee can be up high, close to the chest, abdomen, or you can move it further down. Scan through and notice if you've engaged muscles or holding in a joint or joints, and let it go. 5 breaths. After your 5th breath, gently and slowly make your way back to center. Square up your hips and bring both knees in. And when you're ready, you can extend your legs coming into Shavasana. If you would rather take another option, pontoon is what I'm offering. You can use a couple of blocks. You can use pillows, blankets, roll towels, whatever you may have. I'll demonstrate with this bolster just for simplicity. But it could be a couple of different props, right? So bring the hips onto it, lengthen your spine down your prop. If it's available, bring the crown of your head to your surface. If not, then use what you can to bring the head into a supported place. Arms are out beside you or overhead. And once again, prop the arms if you need that. And then the legs go long. When the legs go long, check your hips, your low back, make sure everything feels supported and comfortable. If not, bend one knee or both. And if you're keeping the knees bent, walk the feet wide, guide the knees together, let them hold each other so that you don't physically have to hold it. This is called constructive rest. And then stillness, final pose. Five more slow, deep breaths. After your 5th breath, Roll off your props if you're in pontoon. Slowly make your way back over onto your back. Pause for a moment to feel the earth beneath you. And then when you're ready, roll to your side. Slowly bring the body up. And we'll pass on mudras and mantras today. Just take a moment to guide your hands together at heart. This is Anjali Mudra. And know that as you open your heart to yourself and you honor yourself, you create space to honor others. With an inhale, let the arms rise. Fill your arms, heart, and mind with love and kindness for others. Palms connect. Exhale to heart. Share love and kindness with others. We are all priceless. Namaste. Thank you so much for hitting pause, for allowing myself, Phoebe, and Snuggles to be a part of your day. And I look forward to hearing from you. So leave your comments. If you notice any of their antics, especially Phoebe here toward the end, leave a comment. Let me know that you noticed that. If you didn't, that's fine. It means you were in your practice and completely engaged with your own practice. But sometimes their little antics are humorous. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.